27 cars set to take the green flag tonight. 128 green flag laps of racing. That means if there's a caution and the white flag comes out, green-white checkered finish. It will not be a finish under caution. These drivers have planned for this all year long. This is what they've been waiting for. Hours and hours upon work in the shop, hours of work on track. Lots of work the past 2 days under the hot Southwest Florida sun. And it comes down to this, 128 laps, a checkered flag, and a big old trophy, and a big old check.
Big check.
Big check.
Big one. This is going to be an all-out battle for 128 laps to get to the front of that field. You're going to see some guys deep in the field trying to make some moves, and then you're going to see some guys up at the front that are just trying to set an even pace, try to save their car for the end. But is that possible to do? You know, we'll have to see how it plays out. All right, this time by, fans, get up and wave at these cars coming by. Let them know you're cheering them on.
Wave your hands, wave your hats, pick your babies up, wave them at the drivers. They're going to be waving back at you. Drivers set for 128 laps of racing action. This is the largest purse ever at this track. $30,000 to win. Get on the edge of your seats. They are lined up side by side. They roll through turn number 3. They hit the Sunbelt Reynolds firing zone. Green flags out. It's the Billy Bigley Sr. 128 live at the 417.
Already the front row bumping and banging around there. Majeski on the outside. He gets advantage. Summers got tossed around a little bit, but he holds on to that second spot.
Summers got into Majeski down in turns 1 and 2. Majeski's like, I'm going to have no part of this. The gas pedal to the floor, got around him off of turn number 2. They are side by side from third on back.
Francis on the outside moving into that third position. He's still got Goddard on the bottom of the racetrack, poking a nose underneath him. Goddard now coming back.
Michael Goddard down low, leaning all over Francis, down into turn number 1. Here comes the 55 of Michael Atwell, trying to figure out who he's going to go with as they go down to turn number 3. Goddard got the 37 car right down on the rumble strips. They slide up the track off of turn number 4. Francis right up against the wall and back to turn number 1.
Francis still digging down the back straightaway, cannot clear Michael Goddard on the inside there. And like you say, Atwell just waiting around behind these two drivers. He's got a fast car, but he's got nowhere to go.
Michael Goddard not wanting to give up that position down to the inside. Battle for third. Here comes Francis. Powers off of turn number 2. He's got him cleared into 3. Slams the door on him, takes the third spot away.
And that opens up the door for Atwell. He's going to take a look at the top side of the racetrack, see if he can drive the long way around Michael Goddard. Atwell already up alongside Goddard's car, battling for fourth.
Back up front, your second place car, the 15 machine of Summers, trying to run down the 91 of Majeski. Lots of sparks coming from Majeski. Slow car down the back straightaway, down into turn number 3, up on the high side. That's going to be the number 2 of Michael Bilderback.
Tough break for them. They had good track position, but it looks like Bilderback's going to take that 2 car off.
2 off the track.
Majeski continues to lead. Summers hanging right there with him. We were talking a little bit earlier about, what's the pace you're going to set? Well, right now the pace looks to be about 14.9, which is a pretty good clip around the racetrack. Wouldn't have qualified you first, but it's keeping the speed up.
Everybody now is filled out to about single file. Nobody is side by side around the track. It is a 26-car freight train right now. Ty Majeski coming up off of turn number 2. Back in the second spot, going to be the 15 machine of Gabe Summers. Third is going to be the 5 of Albert Francis. Michael Atwell in the 55 running fourth. Oh, stacked up off the back straightaway. The 28 machine off the pace. That's Dylan Bigley.
Wow, Dylan Bigley's car looks like it has let him down here. He's on the bottom of the racetrack trying to limp back around. Caution flag's going to come out. That car's just too slow on the racetrack. I'm not even sure if he's still got power. Dylan Bigley coming to a stop here on the front straightaway. This 28 car has given up the day. tough break for them. They had a good race car today. Middle of the starting position. You see on the replay there, that car just shut off on him as they were coming off for number 2. He's lucky he didn't get turned around.
Yeah, it shut off coming to turn number 2, and the 4 car of Scott Tomask got into the back of him, stacked them all up, and the 28 cars come to a stop here on the front straightaway right before the start-finish line. So Ty Majeski in control of the race, your leader in the number 91. In second, going to be the 15 of Gabe Summers. Third is the 5 of Albert Francis. Fourth is the 55 of Michael Atwell. Fifth is going to be the 37 of Michael Goddard. Nick Neary in sixth in the 17 machine. The number 9 of Derek Kraus in seventh. Austin Nason in the 14 running eighth. Colin Allman in the 67 ninth. And in 10th, 10 car of George Gorham Jr.
So I'm still keeping my eye back there in the field because who had to start at the tail of the line? Jesse Dutilli, and we can see in just a short period of time he's worked that car up into the 18th position. So Jesse Dutilli really going to have to use that car up to try to get to the front of the field here. It'll be interesting to see what he can make out of this race after being sent to the back early.
Yes, they were paying attention about the downforce on those cars, and everybody today in the drivers' meeting, there was a lot of questions about running tape on the cars. And so much so, I guess the officials paid a lot of attention to it, and come to find out, Dutilli moved the tape, tried to get more downforce on the nose of that car.
The order goes out to double the cars up. We'll get them stacked up 2 by 2, and we'll get this thing back going again. We've got 117 more laps of racing to go, so still plenty of action here at the 417 Southern Speedway. So I tell you what, if you've paid attention to this track for late model racing, Ty Majeski just took the inside line, but really notoriously the outside line on these restarts have been where you wanted to be. He chose the inside. We're going to see what Summers does on this restart off of turn number 4. Side by side coming up off of turn number 2. Majeski down to the inside, but here comes Gabe Summers on the high side. Knocking on the back door in third. The 55 machine of Atwell is right there all over the back bumper. Summers' car likes that outside groove. It just came to life, just like you said, Jason. Sometimes the outside is the faster way around here for a super late model on the restart.
I don't know how many times I've watched the hero Joe Witchell jump up on the outside and take him to school, but right now it's a side-by-side battle back down to turn number 1. Majeski on the inside, Summers up top off of turn number 2.
Majeski really threw it down in there that time. He wants to clear this car and get back out in front of this race.
Coming up off of turn number 4, little wiggle on the high side. Gabe Summers trying to hold it up on the top and doing a good job of it. This is some hot side-by-side racing, wheel-to-wheel, door-to-door, down into turn number 3. Majeski not giving it up on the inside, and Gabe Summers taking it all up top, right up against the wall.
Once again, you have Michael Atwell. He's moved up into the third spot.
He gets into Summers.
Oh, contact there, but everybody's still moving forward. You see Atwell backed off there. He doesn't want to get caught up in that mix.
Summers probably not happy with that contact last time by, down into turn number 1. Majeski trying to get the car back but can't do it. Summers pulling ahead. Here we go. Good battle back in. That's going to be 7th and 8th. Derek Kraus trying to muscle his way down on the inside. Back up front, coming off of turn number 2, down the back straightaway. 3-car battle for the lead into turn 3.
Atwell's really got his nose up in the mix now. He's going to get to the inside of Summers, take over that second position.
Michael Atwell been sitting behind Summers in the 15 and the 91 of Majeski, and I tell you what, it looks like the young man is getting a little impatient. He says, I've got the power down. I want to move forward. You guys are in my way. Powering off of turn number 2, right in Majeski's tire tracks back to 3.
Francis moves the 5-car up into the 3rd position. He gets by Gabe Summers while he was stuck in the 2nd groove.
Down the front straightaway to turn 1. We're looking at a good race back there with the 27 of Cody Crucker in the 16th spot, working the outside of the 58C of Rich Klauser. Klauser down low, Crucker up top. Cody Crucker knows how to get around the outside. Klauser leaning on him just so slightly off of turn number 4. Down the back straightaway into turn number 3. That's going to be the 14 machine. Austin Nason moving up into the 4th spot.
Nick Neary going to try to follow Nason through and pick up that 5th position.
Only 105 laps to go. Caution coming out.
And we got a spin down in turn number 4. That's Sean LeMaster and John Nutley get caught up in that incident.
Going back to the instant replay, they come through 3 and 4. They're back in the pack, and LeMaster got up underneath Nutley and looped around, and both of them end up sitting back down there in 3 and 4. Drivers fight for the same piece of real estate down there and just ran out of real estate.
Well, Dutilli was a freight train in the back of the field there, but he only gained 2 positions on that last run there where we ran about 12 laps. So he's starting to hit the faster cars and starting to take a little longer to work his way up through traffic.
You know, I've watched Dutilli run around here for years, man, and it's like he likes to be about, mid-pack with about 50 laps to go, and then he hits the go button.
He really is a guy that saves his equipment for the end of the race there. We just watched a race out here a couple of weeks ago, and I would have counted him out until the final restart, and all of a sudden he had a new race car.
Yeah, he is. He's mastered the art of saving a car for this track, most definitely, man. So here we go. Driver's going to pick lines. Your leader, Ty Majeski, going to choose the inside, and Michael Goddard goes to the top. I'm sorry, Michael Atwell goes to the top. This ought to be a pretty interesting restart. Last race, talked to Michael Atwell after the race, and I asked him, I said, what could you have done different on that restart? And he said, I should have chose the outside. Where's he at right now?
Yeah, we'll see how this outside lane moves. It worked for Gabe Summers on that last restart. He had a pretty good run going.
Off the pace.
Uh-oh, that's Francis. Problems for Albert Francis prompted the officials to call off that start. They wasn't sure if that car was going to stop rolling down the back straightaway. Francis takes the 5-car off, and we'll double this field back up again and get them going.
128 green flag laps. No counting cautions. This is all green racing.
So they're checking Francis Pitt to see if he is putting tires on that car, if he had a flat tire go down. Now they're going to let us know here, and we'll get things going back again. We do have a courtesy here, though. If you've got a flat tire, they'll give you a couple laps to get one changed. We're just waiting to see if that was the problem on his car. Anybody that doesn't like racing must be out of their minds.
Anybody that doesn't like auto racing is just un-American.
What an exciting race we've got before us this evening. And kind of exactly who I expected to be at the front of this field. Ty Majeski, Michael Atwell, Nick Neary's up there in third right now. There's some big names. Derek Kraus in the number 9 car on the inside of row number 3.
I'm going to be bad because I know that we are live online right now, and I've got to say hi to my daughter Victoria all the way out in California watching us tonight on here.
No shame in that, Jason.
Green flags out. We're racing.
Atwell got a really good run through the middle of the corner down the back straightaway. He pokes a nose out in front.
That's where Michael Atwell wanted to be. He likes that outside. Powers it off of turn number 4 down the front straightaway to 1, trying to draw a bead on the middle. Oh, here we go. Off of turn number 2, Michael Atwell to the lead around the 91 of Majeski.
Boy, he made that look easy in a short period of time. He got that car clear, and Atwell now sets the pace for this race.
Normally, Michael Atwell's been running the 51 on that car, but he's changed it over to his dad's number. Dan Atwell ran the 55 here at the 417 for years, and now it's back out front again as they go down to turn number 1.
Austin Nason up to the 3rd spot. He gets around Nick Neary. Nick Neary running in 4th. Then we've got a battle back there for 5th. Derek Kraus.
And some contact coming up off of turn number 4, about mid-pack. The 59 Double D, Dustin Dunn. He got into somebody hard. The nose of that car is wrinkled up.
And a caution flag coming out. Dustin Dunn up at the top of turn number 2 comes to a stop.
Double D had the nose of that car up underneath somebody's rear end and was inspecting the bell housing on that machine, and it didn't turn out well for the 59. Who was in front of him? That was the 30 of Dutilli was in front of him. Going back and the replay as they come up here off of turn number 4, looking for Double D here. He's already up on the outside. Look, yeah, like he might have got into the back of Dutilli. I don't see any damage to the back of the 30 machine at Dutilli, so we'll go back this replay.
Well, I think if anything, he might have got the rear quarter panel there. He was
going by the speed shot camera there on the front. Front end was already run, but back to race monitor. And before the caution came out, and
how is old Jesse doing? He's up 2. Jesse's up 2 more spots, making his way. Still got a long ways to go, but we got a lot of racing. We're down to 100.
You cannot count Tilly out here. You can't. We've seen it from the back a couple times in one race.
This is a pretty spectacular field of cars, though, Jason.
This is probably the tightest group of cars I've seen at this track. I mean, I've been here at this track since 1988, since Leroy Davison opened the doors, and this is probably one of the tightest race cars I've seen.
1988. You old man, you.
Hush.
That's all right. I already graduated high school by then. I don't imagine you did.
Well, you're old.
Yeah. But that's all right. 'Cause I enjoy a good race just like the next guy. Tim takes that pace truck off the top of the track, and we're going to be coming back to a green flag with Ty Majeski on the inside, Michael Atwell on the outside.
Majeski's going to be up on the wheel for this one, man. I don't think he was expecting that young man to motor around him that way.
Atwell on the outside gets him started up. That's our leader. Majeski leans on that fender a little bit. Atwell is not unnerved. He pulls that car out in front once again.
Yeah, I think Majeski was like, man, that kid is not going to budge. I'm going to roll out of here and save my car up and just try to run with him for a little while. Fourth on back, everybody is side by side. Good battle right there. That's going to be the 14 of Nason and the 9 of Kraus. They are making their way up through the field.
Nick Neary was able to get back around the outside of Nason on that start, so another car that started on the outside that got positioned.
Michael Goddard in the 37 machine locked up in a... Who is that on the outside of him? That's going to be the 20 of Anthony Sergey. Sergey's been here before. He's worked his way around the outside trying to clear the 37 machine.
Neary off the pace in the top of turn number 4. We see his car coming to a stop. And that's going to be another caution flag. So a very strong car last year. Nick Neary was up front battling for the win, and he has just come to a stop. Typical of somebody who might have a flat tire. We see Dustin Dunn getting going again there. We'll have to see if Neary's got a flat as he takes that car back to the pits.
And trying to get a good solid green flag run in. We are only 96 laps to go. Going back to the replay.
Yeah, we can see on the Neary just pulled over. He knew he had to put on that car, and he just pulled up to the track and stopped.
Saw some smoke rolling off the left front of that car when he came to a stop. I'm not sure. He might have...
All right, once again, Atwell chooses the high groove. He likes the way that car's firing up on the outside.
Drivers looking for the green flag. Here we go. High speeder rolling off of turn 4 and back down to 1.
Once again, Atwell so strong through the middle of the corner. Majeski's car will not turn that well on the bottom like that, and Atwell gets back out in front. Austin Nason up to 3rd. Derek Kraus running in the 4th position. And our pole sitter, Gabe Summers, making his way into 5th, getting by Sergey.
Keeping an eye on that 30 car, Jesse Utility coming up off of turn number 2. He gets around the 33 of Daniel Webster. Webster fires it back down to the inside. They are stacked and packed right in front of them. One heck of a battle right here.
Yeah, Michael Goddard making his way on the inside of Anthony Sergey, so Goddard's going to get by and pick up that position as well.
Goddard in the 37, Sergey in the 20. Then you've got the 67 of Colin Allman, the 33 of Webster. Allman sideways up off the corner. Daniel Webster down to the inside, and he's got the 30 of Jesse DeDilly stacked up behind him, and the 10 of George Corbin right there in the 11th spot.
Ty Majeski's got his nose glued to the rear bumper of Michael Atwell's car up there at the front of the field. Not going to let that young driver get away from him anytime soon.
Oh, spin down in turn 3 and 4. That's going to be the 67, Colin Allman.
Cody Martell in the 99 was involved in that as well. John Nutley in the 96.
Going back and looking at the race monitor, and it looked like who was behind Allman? Webster was behind Allman. Dutilly was behind Allman.
The 99 of Martell goes off. So he's damaged that car in the incident. Oh, man, Nutley's car is really tore up. He's going to be taking that thing behind the wall.
He might be hitting the cooler early.
Did offer us some cold adult beverages later on, Jason. I'll see you over there.
Yeah, he's going to hold me to that. To the replay, and that was the 90-90. I was calling the 67 Colin Allman. Those cars are very similar. That was Cody Martell, and it looked like the one car might have got into him.
Looks like Cody Martell is going to bring that 99 car back out onto the track. Good to see they were able to keep that thing in the field. Do a quick rundown through the top 10. Your leader out front going to be the 55 of Michael Atwell. Ty Majeski in the 91 in second. Austin Nason in the 14 machine in third. Derek Kraus in the number 9 running fourth. Fifth is going to be the 15 of Gabe Summers. Sixth is going to be the 37 of Michael Goddard. Anthony Sergey running seventh in the 20 machine. Colin Allman in eighth in the 67. Daniel Webster in the 33 machine running ninth. Jesse DeTilly up to 10th. Like we said earlier, you cannot count him out. Man, and really, we're only 30-some laps into this thing, and Jesse DeTilly's already cracked the top 10. So he's pretty much back in this race, as I would call it. Anywhere inside the top 10 with more than 50 laps to go, I think it's anybody's race in that top 10 right now.
George Gorham Jr. sitting back there in 11th, having a good run. He's been glued to Jesse DeTilly for the past few laps too, kind of following him through there. Oh no, George Gorman just pulled it off the track. Cody Martell of the 99 machine pulling his car back out into the track. So last year, Ty Majeski showed up and had mechanical difficulties, it was like the first lap, second lap, something very, very early. And now he is back down here trying to redeem himself on that, finds himself sitting in the second spot. And probably sitting behind the 55 of Michael Atwell and probably trying to learn something.
I don't know if he's trying to learn something. I think he's definitely trying to push Atwell, maybe get Atwell to run his car hard in the first half of this race, because he stayed right glued to his rear bumper. He was not trying to keep any distance off of him. Definitely wanting to keep the pressure applied to Atwell.
Nason in the 14 car, sitting there in the third spot. Kraus in fourth, Summers in fifth. Field getting ready to double up, so we can get ready to turn these drivers loose again.
Austin Nason's been hanging around in the top three for quite a while now. The 14 car working good for him. Derek Kraus, I said I don't think he's got very many laps around this track, but he's obviously got it dialed in, running in the fourth spot right now.
Summers really hasn't dropped off. He's been there in the top five all night. Started up front, lost a couple spots, but he is still sticking close.
Yeah, Michael Goddard, second fastest qualifier, still in the top three rows there, so he's within striking distance to get back to the front of the field.
Tighten up those belts. Drivers hit the firing zone off of turn number 4. Burt lets them go. Green flag's out. We're racing.
Now this time Majeski hangs tough on the inside. Atwell didn't get such a big run through 1 and 2, but it looks like still that high groove working for Atwell, and he's going to get that car out in front.
Michael Atwell, your leader, gets it in front of Majeski. Then back in the third spot, going to be the number 9 of Kraus. Kraus down to the inside. Here comes the 14. Nason buries it down to turn number 3.
Yeah, Kraus got by him on the outside on that start, but Nason going back to the bottom of the racetrack, he's going to try to make it work.
Outside seems to be working pretty good as they come up off of turn number 2. The 37 machine of Michael Goddard moving up on the outside of the 14 of Austin Nason. Going to try to follow Kraus through on the high side as they come up off of turn number 4 and back down to turn number 1. Nason down low. Kraus up top. Here comes the 37 of Goddard on the high side.
Man, Nason can really drive that car in deep. He gets all the way back to Kraus after not being so close on the straightaways.
Oh, Majeski four-wheel drift up off the corner coming off of turn 2 down the back straightaway, just buries it.
I do believe Goddard just drug that car down the outside wall, down the back straightaway. We'll see if that slows the 37 up.
Michael Goddard up on the wheel, knows how to get around here as he comes up off of turn number 4. Nason right in front of him. Here comes the 15 of Summers down on the inside. Goddard just trying to find some good bite up on the top side as they come up off of turn number 2. Summers down low, Goddard up high, wheel to wheel, door to door, down to turn number 3. Whoa.
Summers got a little loose coming off turn number 4. Goddard shot out in front, but Summers right back underneath him going down into 1.
Gabe Summers in the 15 machine, not wanting to give up that spot, buries it down to the corner. Goddard just committing to the outside, just keeps rolling it through on the top, just barely staying ahead of him. Clears him almost so slightly down into turn 3, but then Summers makes it up right in the center of the corner. A little contact.
Goddard finally with the opportunity to get back to the bottom, but the car won't stick. He goes back to the second groove, and Summers is back underneath him.
That thing jumped out from underneath Goddard as he came up off of turn number 2. Summers was still right there, ready to pounce on him. They're still wheel-to-wheel, door-to-door off of 4 and back to 1.
Goddard finally getting tired of running the outside there. I think he's going to let Summers go, and he's going to pull in line.
Back up front, Ty Majeski looking down to the inside. Battle for the lead off of turn number 2. Majeski pulls alongside the 55 of Atwell. Atwell up top, Majeski down low. Battle for the lead with 80 to go.
Didn't expect to see these two drivers start battling it out with so much laps left to go, but I guess Majeski wants to get out in front and set the pace himself.
Man, Majeski had that car all the way down on the bottom. He bounced the front end off the ground, coming up off of 2. Does it again down in 4. Slides up the track, now forces it back down to the inside. Here comes Atwell battling back on the high side, down the back straightaway to 3.
Yeah, Atwell seems quite comfortable in that second groove. He's not even trying to get back to the bottom of the racetrack right now.
Ty Majeski said, I've got to throw something at him. I've got to test him out. I'm going to see what this car is going to do. It bounces a little bit, coming up off of turn number 2. He has to get back in line. But Majeski can just bury that car down to the inside. But Atwell's leaving the inside wide open for him.
Yeah, he's found where his car is working best right now. And he said, I'll tell you what, if you think you're faster on the bottom, I'll give you the shot.
Ty Majeski settles back in line, now looks down to the inside, really not driving it hard, just knows the inside is open. He can roll it in there, just 2 totally different lines. Now Atwell shuts him down in the middle of 1 and 2.
I guess he gave him enough opportunities there, and he's going to go back down to the bottom of the racetrack and try to get back into his own groove. You know, you want to set a pace, you want to get something that's going to save your car for the end of the race, and I think that's what Atwell said, okay, that's enough side-by-side racing here.
Down the front straightaway, down into turn 1. We've got them stacked up 2 by 2 down the back straightaway. That's going to be the 27, Cody Crucker. Down on the inside of the 58 of Rich Klauser. Those two have been pretty much side by side, nose to tail the whole race.
Yeah, they've been battling it out the whole time, and looks like they're having a good battle at that. You see Nick Neary just behind those drivers. He's trying to work his way up through the field after going into the pits early on in the race.
Side by side battle for the lead again down into turn number 3. Atwell up top, Majeski down low, still trying to get around Atwell on the inside.
These drivers are going to come into some lap traffic here soon. We'll see how this works on the leaders.
That's going to be the 0 of Walters. The 11 of Weaver gets sideways. Here comes the leaders down into turn number 1. Oh, Majeski gets Atwell a little sideways right in the center of the corner. He makes contact. Atwell comes across the nose, brings it down to the bottom into turn number 3. Michael Atwell trying to hang on to it. Majeski trying to take advantage of the lap traffic. Couldn't do it. Atwell with his hands pulled down into turn 1. They make contact again. Majeski sideways.
Man, Atwell was not going to get trapped behind lap traffic there. He turned that car down in front of Majeski, said, oh, no, you don't.
Yeah. Atwell's like, this is my house.
Look how wide of a line Atwell's running down into the corners. No wonder it looks like Majeski can drive in deeper. Atwell's way out in right field.
Yeah, the whole left rear quarter panel of Atwell's car is wrinkled up, and the back panel is just kind of flopping in the breeze. Majeski had gotten a piece of him that's wrinkled up a little bit, but it's not slowing the 55 machine down. Really going to town as they come down into 3 and 4, closing in on the halfway point.
As we look at halfway, look who's cracked into the top 6 now. Jesse Dutilli running in the 6th spot. Actually, 7th spot right now. Now 6, that's Walters there.
Yeah, that's going to be Dutilli's in 6. He's got Summers. He's locked up on the back bumper of Summers and the 14 of Nason as they go down into 1 and 2. Oh boy, here we go. Majeski again down to the inside of the 55 of Atwell.
Look how wide the entrance into the corner, though. Atwell is giving him the whole bottom of the track to work with. They've got their car set up for the second groove tonight. I just don't know that you can hang out there all night long.
I don't. Holy cow. Jesse Dutilli has cleared Summers and Nason. Dutilli is up to 4th. He had to go to the back of the pack. Made an illegal adjustment on the car, moved the tape on the nose of the car. They caught him, made him go to the back of the pack. Now he sits in 4th. We talked about this earlier, Rob. You cannot count Dutilli out. I might have seen a little bit of brake flowing on the left front of that car as he went into turn number 3.
That's common on Dutilli's car, though, especially with the last couple laps there, him making a couple passes. He had to really ride that brake pedal a couple of times. I'm sure we're going to see a lot more glow before the end of this race.
Yeah, starting to light up just a little bit. Great camera work there, guys. We appreciate that. Down the back straightaway into turn number 3. Your leader, the 55, Michael Atwell, still trying to hold off the 91 of Ty Majeski. They have been locked up nose to tail, side by side for the past, 50 laps or so. Majeski keeps getting down to the inside. Atwell just throws the inside wide open on him. And Atwell just deciding to run the top side and said, here, have the inside all night long. You can have it. I like it out here.
Yeah, they definitely brought a car for the second lane tonight. Majeski's got a good run on him right now, but every time you think he's going to, that back end of that car breaks loose on him, and he slides back.
Here we go. Lap traffic again. Oh! Weaver slow down the front straightaway. Atwell had to slam it down to the inside. Almost drove across Majeski. They keep it together down the back straightaway into turn number 3.
Man, I can't believe we didn't just pile up both of those drivers. A lot of credit to them that either one of them didn't get tangled in that.
They're closing in on more lap traffic. Double D, Dustin Dunn in the 59 machine, getting ready to go another lap down as the leaders barrel down on him into turn number 3. A little bit further back in 5th and 6th, Summers in the 15. Nason in the 14. Those two still running nose to tail. Ty Majeski still looking down to the inside of the 55 machine. Dustin Dunn, Double D in the 59. Right in front of them as they come up off of turn number 4. Majeski really wanting to play this lap traffic, and it's been really close several times, but Atwell just keeps hanging on.
Yeah, I wasn't sure if Dustin Dunn was going to move up the racetrack there. He finally gets in the second groove, and Atwell and Majeski go by on the inside.
Oh, Majeski almost makes contacts, almost loops it around. Both of them hang on and save it down into turn number 1. They got to gather it up and do it all over again.
Some great driving right there. Majeski taking care of our leader, to be honest there. He did a good job of staying off of him and staying with him. Derek Kraus running in the 3rd spot. Jesse Dutilli in 4th.
Michael Atwell in the 55. Ty Majeski in the 91. Still locked up nose to tail. 3 slower cars in the way. Next 3 drivers in danger are going a lap down. Going to be the 4 of Tamask, Sweet in the 1, and George Gorham in the 10. Majeski on the high side changes up his line, trying to get around the 55, and he does.
Yeah, he pinched Atwell down to the bottom. I'm not sure why Atwell let him do that, but I bet you we'll see Atwell going back to the top side.
Ty Majeski been back there going, man, this kid can run the outside. Maybe I can do it too. He put it up top.
Wow, Majeski stretching it out now that he's cleared Atwell.
You know, you said it earlier, how long can he run that outside and not tear up the car? And I think we might have just seen that.
It's hard to say. Ty Majeski's been pushing that car as well. I mean, if anybody's using equipment up right now, Ty Majeski really used it up to get around Atwell. We're inside the 50 laps to go. We've got 45 left. You see Jesse Dutilli narrowing the gap on Derek Kraus for that 3rd position If we have a caution, Dutilli is going to be right in the mix here.
Yeah, that's going to, if we get a caution, that's going to change the whole complexion of this race, and it's going to be a shootout then. Ty Majeski working the lap traffic down to the inside of the 0 of Walters. Atwell now going around Walters on the inside through 1 and 2. George Gorham Jr., the next car to go a lap down. Majeski knocking on the back door as they come up off of turn number 4. Majeski right there. Right in Gorham's tire tracks, looking down to the inside.
The battle's starting to heat up there between Dutilli and Kraus as they're approaching the lap traffic of Walters. Dutilli right up on the rear bumper of Kraus, the battle for third.
Dutilli right there up the tailpipes, makes a little contact, gives him a little shove down into turn number 1. Dutilli down to the inside, Kraus up the track, Dutilli up to third.
I don't know, Kraus didn't put up much of a fight there at all. They knew Dutilli was coming.
Now Dutilli making that wide arc into the corner, just trying to diamond it off and get that good power run up off the corner.
Yeah, it seems like that outside lane into turn number 1 is really good tonight. Majeski stretching that lead out about maybe 8 car lengths over Atwell. As soon as he got that car clear into some clean air, Majeski's been really clicking off some laps.
Ty Majeski that last time by ran a 15.251. Atwell ran a 15.574. Jesse Dutilli ran a 15.475. Ty Majeski, your leader out front in the 91. Back in the second spot, that's going to be the 55 of Michael Atwell. In third, after coming all the way up through the field, that's going to be the 30 of Jesse Dutilli. Fourth spot, that's going to be the number 9 of Derek Kraus in the number 9 machine. Fifth is going to be the 15 of Gabe Summers. Sixth is going to be the 14 of Austin Nason. Seventh is going to be the 37 of Michael Goddard. Running eighth, going to be the 33 of Daniel Webster.
Majeski stretched it out to a full straightaway lead now, but you know, you got to wonder. These guys talk about setting the pace and saving your car. We've got 30 laps to go. The chances of us going green those 30 laps, I feel, are going to be pretty slim, Jason.
I don't know. I'm a race fan. I hope we get a caution. That'll make it real interesting.
Was that some debris you spotted in turn 4, Jason?
Ty Majeski doesn't want to see a caution.
Somebody that's got no time to save their equipment for the end, though, Jesse Dutilli in that 30 car has got to make some ground. He's about as far behind Michael Atwell as Atwell is behind Majeski right now. We've got the front 3 cars stretched out pretty good around the racetrack.
Yeah, they're all right now about evenly spaced apart. Everybody is working lap traffic right now. Majeski trying to get underneath the 58 as they come up off of turn number 2.
Klausers looks like he's got some damage to the front of that 58 car. Not bad though. Klauser runs 11th.
Nick Neary in the 17 is going to be the next car in danger of going a lap down as Majeski comes up off of turn number 2. Oh, Kraus in the 9 car just buries it down in the corner.
Yeah, he's trying to get back to Jesse Dutilli, isn't he?
Yep. Man, great camera work. Kraus up off of turn number 4, had his hands full. Chased it up to the outside, now working the high side down the back straightaway into turn number 3. Battle for the 3rd spot. Dutilli on the inside, Kraus up top.
Dutilli seems to be a little off the pace all of a sudden. I wonder if something's going away on that race car.
Yeah, Jesse Dutilli definitely slowed down. Kraus moved around him and walked away from him pretty darn quickly. Yeah, Kraus is running a 15.2. Jesse Dutilli just ran a 15.8. Dutilli is definitely off the pace. $20 laps to go. That time by Time Majestic. Derek Kraus in 3rd. Oh, Atwell, man, getting together with the 4 car. I'm sorry, that was Michael Goddard getting together. Yeah, with Scotty Tomaski.
They aren't racing for position.
Man, the 17 and Nick Neary, those brakes are glowing cherry bomb red. Watch this as he goes down into turn number 3. No, they're not too red that time. They were bright red just a little bit ago. Oh, into the wall, down in turns 1 and 2. 15 of Summers.
Summers was having a great race too. That's a tough break for that crew.
I think
they've been hanging around the top 6 all race long. With 17 to go, he finds himself parked against the wall.
Yeah, I think he might have had something break on the right front, or the tire went flat. One or the other.
Man, that car was doing good.
Yeah, he was running 5th at the time. Summers wanting to go in the pit over there in turn number 2, but he's got to make the trip all the way around the track. And yep, something dragging. Something is definitely broke on that car. He is, woof. Back to the speed shot.
Oh yeah, something on the front end. It just dropped down to the ground. Car went straight up the racetrack. Luck to do more damage than he did.
A lot of air. Yep, it's flat.
Well, as you were pointing out about the brakes, you know, on these long green flag runs like that, we've seen it happen in the past. If they get the brakes so hot, it actually starts burning the bead of the tire around that hot rim. And maybe he just had them things heated up so much that tire finally gave out.
Yep. So here we go, Rob. 18 laps to go. This is a green flag race.
Boy, you know, this is what we were setting up for all race long. I thought Jesse Dutilli was going to be in the mix there, but Dutilli was off the pace there before this caution came out. He still sits 4th in the lineup, but I'm not sure his car is
and he has
capable.
pulled it. He has pulled it off the track.
Yeah, I don't see him out there on the track anymore, is he?
Rob, I'm really liking how the number 9 Derek Kraus is looking.
Yeah, you know, he was kind of a late entry too. They only started talking about him a week or 2 ago coming down here and running this race, so they made a decision to drive down and check it out. And I bet you they're glad they did right now. That car is in contention.
Yeah, he's steadily been running 15.3s, 15.2s.
And that's about what our leaders have been running. I was watching Ty Majeski, and
Majeski's running 15 threes, 15 fours. 15 threes and 15 fours.
So Kraus has got, he's got a shot at this. He's still got a good car left at the end of this race. We've got 18 laps left to go.
Atwell still running 15 twos and 15 threes. So, you know, you got 3 cars right here. When we go back to green.
The word goes out to double them up, so we are going to get this thing going very shortly. We've got 18 laps left to go. Ty Majeski, our leader. He'll take the outside lane.
Every restart Ty Majeski has taken when he was the leader was the inside. This is the first time he's chosen the outside tonight.
Atwell's car worked good in the second groove. I don't think he wants to let Atwell up there. There's the 1 to go signal. We'll come back to the Sunbelt Reynolds firing zone and we'll take a green flag. Maybe the last green flag of this race. The last restart.
Cautions breed cautions. Time to tighten up them belts, get up on the edge of your seat. Drivers looking for the green flag off of turn number 4. Here we go, Majeski.
Boy, he shot out of there like a rocket.
Atwell was having a hard time keeping that car underneath him coming up off the corner. They are stacked up behind him. Kraus and Nason knocking on the back door of the 55 of Atwell as they come up off of turn number 4.
Atwell already committing to the outside. He knows his car doesn't work on the bottom. He's going to that second groove.
Check out the 37, Michael Goddard back up into the mix. He's got Webster on the outside of him. They are stacked up behind the 9 and the 14 coming up off of turn number 4. Atwell swings it up to the high side, puts the bumper on the back end of the 91 of Majeski. Now looks down to the inside, gets back in line, fires it down into turn number 3. Majeski taking the line away from the 55.
Yeah, Majeski stayed up there in the second groove. I don't think Atwell was expecting him to be there when he got down into the corner. He almost ran him over.
Atwell trying to change up his line to get some good forward bite off of that car to get up alongside of Majeski. If he could just get to him, maybe get a bumper on him, loosen him up a little bit, take advantage of it. Kraus now into the mix.
I think Kraus is running a higher groove than Atwell is. He's really got that car up there.
Man, he arced that thing in high going into turn number 1.
So the bottom of the racetrack, if you look at the front 4 cars, nobody's getting down on the apron. Nobody wants the bottom of the racetrack right now.
Man, it sounded like somebody smacked the front straightaway wall as they came by back there in the back of the pack. We'll take a look at the cars that come through, but coming up off of turn number 4, Ty Majeski got a mirror full of the 55 again.
I don't know that I've ever seen a race that every car out there won at the second groove.
No, yeah.
Because they're all in a single file line up in that second lane. At least not at this track, Jason.
Yep. Derek Kraus looked down to the inside that last time by, down into 1 and 2. He's within striking distance. Majeski now pulls it back down to the inside. 10 laps to go. That time by. They come up off of turn number 2. Ty Majeski, your leader, out front. Michael Atwell in second. Derek Kraus in third.
Well, we're getting down to the nitty-gritty, Jason. It's time to show what you got.
Atwell fires it down into turn number 3. Just sails it in on the high side, trying to reel in the 91 of Ty Majeski. Majeski, your leader. Michael Atwell in second. He is still right there within striking distance. Kraus is right there within striking distance. All it's going to take is somebody driving it in there just a little bit too deep. I guess it comes down right now is how bad can you want it and how much of a wheel do you got?
Yeah, what kind of car do you have left? It looks like Atwell's going to make one more bid at it here. He really drove it deep on the outside there.
Majeski just running a different line every round. Oh, there, Atwell gets a piece of him off turn number 2. Caution, crash, turn number 1. That's going to be the one machine of Sweet up against the wall.
Wow. Was just getting into this battle at the front of the field there, and here comes another caution flag.
Wow.
So once again, Jason, it's going to come down to the very final few laps of this race. I'm still not counting out Derek Kraus. That car is right there. Austin Nason, he's been hanging around the front of this field. Maybe he's saved up something for the end. I haven't really seen it out of his car so far, but Derek Kraus, I'm keeping an eye on that car. These front two guys tangled too much. We're liable to see Kraus sneak up in there and slit.
Oh, look like, was that George Gorham getting a sweet down into turn number 1? Yeah, I think that was. Oh boy. My anxiety is getting the best of me. I think we've worn holes up here in the floor. We've been kind of rocking back and forth, watching all this
around.
action.
Yeah, I know. I'll tell you what. The only one moving around more than us is Majeski. He has put that car in every lane of this racetrack up there at the front. He's just making it really look wide.
I'm glad you said that. I was just thinking that right into car. Majeski's been running high. He's been taking it slow. And Atwell just really doesn't know where to go right now.
Well, he knows that Atwell's really good in 1 and 2, so he's been taking the high groove in 1 and 2, but it looks like Majeski likes to come back to the bottom through 3 and 4.
So this is 5 laps to go. This race will end under green. This will not be a race that ends under caution. If on the last lap the white flag comes out, they have to throw the caution, it will be a green-white checkered finish.
Once again, Majeski chooses the high lane for the restart.
$30,000 up for grabs in the Bill Bigley Senior Memorial. Ladies and gentlemen, the lights are off. The pace truck is pulled off the track. Everybody is lined up side by side. Ty Majeski, your leader. Michael Atwell in second. Derek Kraus in third. Nason in fourth. Webster up to fifth. 5 laps to go. Get up on the edge of your seat. Green flag's out. We're racing wheel to wheel and door to door on the floor.
Majeski got a great start there, but Atwell battling back on the inside. I don't think his car's going to work well enough on the bottom, though, to get by Majeski.
Here comes Nason on the outside, the 14 machine. Kraus locked up on the inside. Is that Michael Goddard? Michael Goddard up into the 5th spot. Side by side for third, down into turn number 3. Kraus on the inside, Nason up top, wheel to wheel off of turn number 4. Ty Majeski trying to stretch it out over the second place car of Atwell. Atwell right there trying to get a piece of the back bumper. They're still side by side for third.
It's going to be 2 laps to go this time by. Who's it going to be? Ty Majeski's out in front. He's got a car length advantage, but Atwell right back to the rear bumper.
Both those drivers took a wide arc down into turn number 1, trying to use up the whole track. Now Atwell buries it down into turn number 3. White flag lap coming up this time by off of turn number 4. Ty Majeski trying to redeem himself after getting broke last year. Atwell puts a bumper on him on turn number 2. Looks down to the inside, tries to get a run down the back straightaway into 3. Checkered flag out this time by Atwell down to the inside. Majeski up top, wheels it off of 4. Ty Majeski taking the win. Michael Atwell in second. And Nason, Austin Nason finishing third.
Great job by Austin Nason. It was that outside lane on the restart that got him by Derek Kraus, and Kraus could not get back around him. Kraus winds up 4th, Goddard 5th. But, man, Majeski, what a great job.
Ladies and gentlemen, stick around. We're going to do the drawing for the 50-50 ticket, and you do not want to miss it. Yes. Got to get out.
Go.
That's right, got to get out.
Fired way early.
Last year, Ty Majeski broke early in the race. He had to come back to redeem himself. Climbing out of the car, your winner, the 91, Ty Majeski.
Thank you. I appreciate it. Thank you.
Ty Majeski holds off a late race restart. Bill Bigley Senior Memorial here at 417.
Nice job, buddy.
All right, we got all that business out of the way. Let's get down to it. Ladies and gentlemen, your winner, the number 91, Ty Majeski. Ty, last year you came down here. You broke early. You had to come back down here and redeem yourself. What a great race. That young man didn't cut you any slack.
Well, he didn't. Just a ton of respect to Michael and his whole team. They're class acts. He could have got into me and moved me anytime there, but we had a good clean race early on, and it was a good hard short track race. I feel like lately on the levels of NASCAR and even on the short track level, we've seen some questionable things go on, and really refreshing to see a good clean short track race like that. Thank you guys for all coming out. Hope you enjoyed that show. It doesn't get too much better than that. Have a lot of sponsors to this area: River Landings Resort, Liberty Coach, Stouts. We have a lot of people that make all this happen. Just so thankful for Todd and Toby and our whole crew to make this thing go.
It was really awesome. You coming back down here, you guys did a lot of great side-by-side racing. You ran the bottom early, but as you went on, you decided to move up the top. Was it something you saw them doing in front of you?
Yeah, I think I think the outside was surprisingly good. I've never really seen it work that well here, watching past races. So I've never actually done a race here. We only made it 4 laps last year, so I was learning as we went, but just kind of had to adapt to the situation. And like I said, Michael got that outside working pretty good, and I knew he was, I was going to force his hand to have to move me to win the race by running the top. So all in all, a great race. Again, thank you guys for coming out.
Thank you, Ty. Congratulations, buddy. And real quick, I'm going to have you dig into the bucket there. We're going to pull the 50-50 ticket winner out of there. All right, I've got that. Once again, ladies and gentlemen, put your hands together. Your winner of the Bigley Senior 128, Ty Majeski. Ladies and gentlemen, check those 50-50 tickets. This is orange ticket 534-984. Orange ticket 534-984. If you have that ticket, bring it down here to me on the front straightaway. Orange ticket, 534984. I've got $1,372 for you.
I'll hold the ticket. You do the next sentence.
How's that sound?
Coming down here, my second place finisher, the 55, Michael Atwell. Michael, once again, I'm talking to you in the second position. I know it's not the position you wanted to be in, man, but what a great race. You left it all out there on the track, man.
Yeah, we never should have gave him the outside there. If we could roll the outside like we were doing, it didn't matter if he got to the inside unless he moved us, obviously. We could just keep the momentum up and keep the speed up. But we gave him the outside to get out there, and we got behind him. And once we got behind him, it was basically the nail in the coffin. There's oil pooled up on the front of the car from the oil coming out, and obviously that's not his fault. He's driving the piss out of it, and he did a hell of a job because we raced so many laps together, and we didn't touch every lap. So I really appreciate that from him, obviously. I thought a lot of him before, but racing with him like that side by side means a lot, and he's got a lot of respect for me. We put it all out there, and that's all we had.
It was an awesome race. It was a great battle. And anybody you want to thank tonight, buddy?
Yeah, I couldn't do it without my car owners, Marty and Holly Walsh, for everything they do, coming to the track, letting us keep the cars at their house, helping foot the bills. I couldn't do it without them. Universal Transmissions, Drake Ready Mix, for everything they do, the best ready mix in the business. Castle Services, Alice Sweetwater's Bar and Grill, RS Concrete and Construction, my mom and dad, Big Fish, Chris Turner, and just everybody that helps out on this team. We couldn't do it without them. We couldn't do it without the fans here. Hopefully you guys are going to be able to come back out here. Hopefully they don't shut us down. But thank you guys for a huge weekend. We really appreciate all the support, and hopefully we get to see you again. Thank you.
Ladies and gentlemen, finishing second tonight, the 55, Michael Atwell.
Michael Goddard, come on.
What? Oh, my goodness gracious. What's your name?
Nicole Sadler.
Where are you from?
Naples, but I live in South Carolina.
And it's really good seeing you. Congratulations. That is the winning ticket. That's the winning money. $1,372.
It's amazing.
Thank you for playing.
Here supporting my son, Michael Goddard.
And proud mama she is. Good run tonight. Coming back here, my third place finisher, the 14, Austin Nason. And Austin, man, what a great run for you guys. I know you would rather been up there, but way to come back there in the end, buddy.
Yeah, we had a fast car there at the beginning. We drove from 14th to, I think, 4th or 3rd there. The thing was really good, and I think the stagger closed up a little bit on us, and that kind of made me search around this racetrack and kind of find a different groove. And once I found that, kind of got us back there towards the front. We got lucky and got a caution there, and I could fire off good, and I was good about midway through a run. I just didn't have that initial speed, so we'll come back. We'll work on it again. This place is fun to race at.
Yeah, hopefully you guys can come back here and do it again, man. And no, it's a lot of people here getting you here. Anybody you want to thank tonight?
Yeah, first off, I got to thank the wife. She puts up with a lot of racing. I'll be gone again next week at the Derby. So first most, thank her. All the sponsors, the crew guys, they busted their butts the last 2 days getting me tuned up. I was real picky about it. But the sponsors, Petrie, Haas Builders, Car Corner, Rock Valley Painting, Loves Park Motorsports, Performance Parts Supplies, Crazy Times, it wouldn't be possible without them.
Man, thank you so much for coming down here and putting on a show, buddy.
Thank you.
Ladies and gentlemen, put your hands together. Finishing third tonight, the number 14, Austin Nason. Here, you can have this.
Oh, you're all done with it now, huh?
No.
Well, fans, I know you had a good time. That was an awesome show we got to witness right there. I hope all of you make it home safely and you come back and see us next week. We're going to be out here with the BG Products Southern Sprint Car Shootout Series once again back here at the 417 Southern Speedway. Jason, you got anything you want to let these fans know before we roll out?
Ladies and gentlemen, please stay tuned on Facebook. Follow what's going on here at the track and help out any way that you can. There is a petition floating around out there on Facebook. You can go to my Facebook and find it. Just go to Jason Beckner on Facebook. Ann Golden, she's got it on hers. She's been pushing it quite a bit, and every little bit helps. Every little bit helps. But I tell you what, this track has got a lot of history. We've been building on it for many, many years, and we want to build on it for many, many more. And thank you, everybody, for coming out here tonight and supporting this place. Support your local short track. Support it. No matter what part of the country you're in, if you can make it out to a Saturday night short track somewhere, you do it. This is racing. We love it. We love going in circles. We love the camaraderie. We love just the sport. It's a great way to have a good time on a Saturday night and stay out of trouble, especially for your kids. So, I will sign off the normal way I always do. I'm your track announcer, Racing Jason, reminding you, please keep the racetrack on the racetrack and the speed on the speedway. And we'll see you right here next Saturday night at the